Good morning.
Very good morning. We'll give like around 2-3 minutes and then we'll get started.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. I I think we are good to get started, Barsha. A very good morning to everyone and good evening from wherever you're joining. Today, follow up pretty much, as you know, this quarter we are heavily focusing on the two, three big items. One is getting the M365 assessment to a good state. The second one is definitely about the Google Workspace assessment. And then, of course, as we progress the stability issues and all the the request which the partners raised to support and especially to Ryan, we kind of put it in our backlog and make sure we are addressing it in a timely manner. So with that, I think I will hand over to Barsha for today. It should be a short call, but definitely happy to take questions as we progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning, good evening, everyone. All right, so a couple of UI updates in prod and QA, and then we go with the Google Workspace updates and 365 updates as well. So on the UI side, we have done update on the application baseline rules and tag rules. So these rules for the application baseline rules, they allow you to check your required software. So it can be a global policy as well as a company specific policy. So with this is global status that we have added here at the company level, we get to know that these rules are applicable at a global level or only it is specific to the company in question. So we have introduced this column. Similar to this, we have also brought in the is global check in the tag rules, wherein we manage all the asset tags. So again, this is to let know the user that whether or not these tag rules are at a global level applicable to all the companies or only specific to the company selected in the dropdown. So these addition of these columns, it provides better visibility in terms of what and where my rules are applicable, and accordingly the management of tags, asset tags, and the application baseline. I mean, the purpose for creating those rules as into identify which should be the applications which should be installed or the applications or services that are denied, the ones that have to be removed. So all this management is made much more easier with the addition of this column. Next, I move on to Microsoft 365 updates. So we have added the suppression capability for Microsoft 365 Security Inspector as well. So as you can see, this is an additional tab that comes similar to what we have for vulnerability suppressed records. So the way it works today is similar to the way it is for other vulnerability suppression. I don't know, my screen probably is getting blocked. Okay, so the three dots drop down action menu. Yeah, so here is the suppress option. So clicking on the suppress option will populate this pop-up wherein we need to give the reason, the approval process, the end date, and then save. Once this is saved, then the M365 suppressed records populate. So this is how the Microsoft 365 suppression works. Next is we have implemented one complete end-to-end flow of Google Workspace. So again, this is currently in one of our lower environments, and we are in the initial stages of testing. So we brought in Google Workspace under integrations. So similar to what we have for M365, this is a cloud assessment. So clicking on this option will take to configuring the Google Workspace account. So basically, we give a name to the assessment, the principal username. We map the associated company, upload the credentials JSON. Once all of this is done, we click on update, and the credentials are successfully saved and updated. Once this is done, the scan initiates. It takes few minutes for the scan to complete. Upon the completion of the scan, the findings are populated in the Google Workspace module. Now, this module is placed in Cloud Assessment that has Microsoft 365 Security Inspection Report. And at any point in time, the user can click on the sync button here to initiate the scan. We are also working on giving this as a capability in terms of scheduler. So we have also implemented a basic dashboard for Google Workspace. So as we are going to release this as part of the beta program, so we will improve more on the dashboard and the reports. Also, we'll be taking feedbacks from you all, how we can make it more better and meaningful for your business purpose. So this is the dashboards that we have created. All right. There's also an update on the standard reports section wherein we have brought in this new category, that is the cloud assessment category. So it's going to have the Google Workspace reports, the web application scanner, that's the WAS, which is also in the final stages of testing. So all of these reports, and also Microsoft 365. So all these web cloud assessments we are putting into this cloud assessment category in the standard reports, and it works in the same way as other reports do. So currently we are not supporting all the formats. Mostly Word is a common format in all of them, but we work to bring in the PDF and the PPT formats as well. Again, this is a snapshot of the report that we are creating for our Google Workspace. So all of this is currently in our lower environments, and we have started in the QA phase. All right. So with that, I'm done with the updates that I wanted to share with all of you. Any questions so far?
Yeah, yeah, we'll take some time to answer the questions on chat. Few things as we progress, I think M365, some of the feedbacks which are come to beta is kind of getting implemented pretty quickly. Google Workspace, we are rigorously testing in the lower environment. It's taken a while because, especially in the authentication portions, we had some challenges. The third thing is, of course, the web application scanning. I know we demoed it a little earlier in December, but I think it's in the final stages where we want to kind of roll it out together. So hopefully in the by the next fortnight, we should be able to see some significant updates in production. And then, of course, we expect you partners to give us the feedback and how best we can progress better. And then, yeah, so I'll answer these questions. But having said that, Ryan, I probably want you to take some time as a follow-up to the previous meeting where there were questions on the about the threat locker implementation. So if you can probably give an update to the quorum, it would be great. And if there's anything else in your pipeline.
Yeah, thanks, Vidya and Barsha. So yeah, just an update for the partners that may have heard from last week or that are using the Threat Locker product. We published a new document. I dropped it in the chat here on the meeting for everybody. It'll walk you through basically allowing your Threat Locker ring fencing feature that would normally be blocking PowerShell from reaching out to the internet and downloading patches. We've got a built-in application and a tag in the system through the Threat Locker built-in policies that'll allow the Connect Secure agent to go about its business in a safe way. They've got the listing of all the, the 500 plus domains that our agents will reach out to for patch management. So if you're a Threat Locker partner and you're using ring fencing, that document's definitely worth a look. If anyone has any feedback on that stuff, of course, filter that stuff through to our support team, or you can message me directly for those of you that know me. And of course, you can make comments right on our Confluence pages. And if you make comments, I'll also get those. So always happy to get feedback. And that document, I worked with one of our mutual partners to help construct that. So I'm not sure if Andrew Porter is with us. If he is, Andrew, thank you again for your help. But one of our partners helped us kind of validate those steps, and we tested this. So again, shout out to Andrew and Threat Locker for helping us get that done. So any of the partners utilizing that, definitely take a look at that document.
Thank you, Ryan. I think that's very good info for the team. Yeah, I'm just scanning any of the questions on chat. Yeah, Ryan, I'll also drop this link in Discord because I'm sure a lot of our folks had the questions around it. So thanks for coming up with this document.
Yeah, most definitely. And, just a reminder, if you're in our documentation ever and you look in the navigation tree, we've restructured that tree to help clarify all of our documentation. We've got a lot of pages out there, so we're always trying to make it more user-friendly and easier to navigate. So, one of the things we've added there was the recently updated page. So, I encourage partners that are wanting to see what's changing in the application, aside from reading release notes and looking at these or showing up to these calls, the recently updated page on the documentation is a great spot to just see what's changing. Generally, if a page gets updated, something has been enhanced to it, something's been added to it. So that's always a great spot to look for the partners that are maybe in the documentation, reading through things and want to just learn a little bit more. Recently updated. Make sure you guys take a look at that timeline. It's a nice spot to see what's going on.
Okay, Tim had a suggestion. Ryan, one thing to note with the built-ins, if you can just read it and one thing to note with the built-ins and threat locker is threat locker limitation, but may be useful to put in the doc as well that built-ins will only work for top level and child logs, but they do not propagate down to a grandchild org if you have sub-orgs and orgs.
Yeah, I absolutely going to put that in the docs here momentarily, Tim. That's really great info. Thank you. Love those insights and golden nuggets from our partners. So if anyone has any of that feedback, feel free to send it over to me. I always want that stuff in the documentation. It's just ryan@connectsecure.com. By the way, for anyone that wants to share feedback with me. Sorry, Matt, I know I sent that to you direct, but ryan@connectsecure.com. Yes, thanks. I'll get that updated in those Threat Locker docs here momentarily. Thank you, Tim.
Okay. I think we covered the all the questions from the chat. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm sure the feedbacks which are coming are extremely valuable, and we are happy to kind of take it up and move forward. So thanks for taking the time and joining the call today. And Ryan, thanks for the document. I think it's a very popular document.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks all.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you all.